All right, we'll start with in-person questions and then we'll go to Zoom if we have some time. Annie and then Alexa.
Candace, when Sue was shooting her free throws at the end of the game, it sounded like you said, I can play his game, her game, our game. Can you share with us, what message you were sharing with your team as you exited the game?
No, I just think our mentality, has to be, especially when you're coming into a hostile environment like this. Like, we know Connecticut is a physical team. We know that, we have our work cut out, playing them. And we knew game 3 was going to be a grind. And that's what we try to do. We try to, evolve and adjust to the circumstance and adjust to the game. And I think that, when we're able to do that, we came out on top just because we were able to adjust to how physical the game was and, what we needed to do.
This was a very evenly played game, and all week, James, you've talked about the mental toughness of your team. Candace, you talked about it after game 2. How much was that on display today? Every time, they went on a run, you guys exerting that mental toughness that, James, you said separates the good from the great.
I mean, you have to in this type of environment. It's the playoffs, so we have to build. We have to play on what we built throughout the season, and one thing that we've prided ourselves is playing together throughout adversity, and I thought that we did a good job of it. We responded well to their runs. We didn't have any lulls, and even though it was a defensive and physical battle, I thought that we were up for the challenge, and we came out victorious.
James, building off of that, what were you so pleased about with your defense?
Alexa, I can't hear you. You talk too far away from that mic.
Is this any better?
That's
okay.
better.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What pleased you the most about the way your team was able to respond defensively, especially in the fourth, to hold Connecticut to just 11 points?
I thought we did a great job of not giving up any second chance opportunities, and we kept them out of transition because we weren't turning the ball over. So if it's a half-court game, we felt that the odds were in our favor to put them into a difficult situation. Now they're a great team, but I thought we were executing really well defensively when we were able to play 5-on-5, and we just wanted to give ourselves a shot. So that's what it all came down to in the fourth quarter, giving us a shot to play each other 5-on-5 and then rebounding out of it.
Emma, one for you and James, one for you. 66-64, this was deadlocked for quite a few possessions. Take me through what's going through your mind at that moment. How much are you looking to be aggressive to get a shot in that spot, and how much you're drawing on past playoff successes when you're doing that?
I think we've had a lot of close games this season, so we kind of know what we have to do, and especially against this team, have to be very physical to get something open. Mm-hmm. And I think in the end that we did a really good job of moving the ball a couple of times. I don't think it was even a play. We just kept on moving and playing beautiful basketball, like we call it, and that's what got us open.
And James, just to that end, obviously when you brought in Candace, it was with championship plays in mind that she made last year. Bringing Emma here, is that what you had in mind, and was that going through your mind as she did it?
Yeah, it's what I had in mind. They're great players, and they've responded in great moments and big moments, and so we needed them to be who they are and respond in the big moments like today. And this is what I had in mind, we just want great players to be great, and so sometimes the best job I can do is just get out of the way. All right.
Candace, two things. First off, how's your eye?
I can see, I'm good.
Okay. Second thing is just the defense in that last, 5.5 minutes. I mean, they scored to go up, and then Kai hit a 3 to put you guys up, and you didn't show after that. And I think they didn't score for 4.5 minutes. Just talk about the defense in that last part of the game and how you held them to really nothing until the game was basically over.
I think, we do it in a collective effort. I think our, just in terms of instinct and playing off of rotations, I was proud of us in the way that we made adjustments, both individually and team defense. And I think down the stretch, we were able to kind of play to that. And I think the biggest thing is, sometimes, especially in years past, we would play great defense and then we would give up the offensive board. And we were able to finish the play. And I think that that allows us to have the confidence to be able to play in secondary and to play fast.
Hey, Coach. First off, just a question for you. It looks like any time that the Sun got on any type of run more than 6-8 points, you called a timeout and you were really trying to mess up the momentum. Is that something that you were trying to game plan for heading into this game, knowing that it would lead to more runs?
No, so I got 10 people on the sideline that I have to answer to. They make me do suicides if I, try to let us go through runs. No, I mean, it's a tactical choice that we don't want them to go on runs, so we settle our composure. We settle our composure and we just, breathe a little bit, get together on the sideline, and then we just try to come out of it okay.
And then Emma, for you, you really wanted to focus on your defensive effort after game one, and then today you had 5-6 steals. What have been the things that you've really been focusing on leading into game two and into game three defensively that allowed you to show out today?
Just being active in defense, like Candace said, it's really a team effort. It's being in rotation, being early, and I think if you do it fast, if you do it aggressive, it's what makes them, pull back a little bit and throw bad passes. So it's just me being in the end and getting the ball, but before that, there was probably like 3 rotations that made it hard for them.
Candace, I believe Emma used the phrase beautiful basketball a little earlier. Can you define that for me? Kind of explain what that means and what that looks like?
Well, tonight, I don't know if it was as beautiful as we wanted it to be. But I think just it's playing, we have playmakers on our team, and, anytime you have a front court that can, combine for 10 assists, 10 of our 20 assists, just in terms of us being in the middle of the floor and reading off each other. Emma is one of the smartest players that I've ever played with, and her instincts. And so you add that to Sloot, who's a playmaker and able to make plays. We have high IQ players on our team. And so playing beautiful basketball means that sometimes it's going to come down to just playing and reading. And that's a lot in secondary, and that's a lot in transition. It's just reading each other. And so we were able to do that when it mattered tonight. And I'd hope we would do it a little better come Tuesday.
Any more questions for players and coaches? All right, thank you.
Hello. Okay. Hello. We have Joanna Bonner and Natisha Heidemann. We'll start with questions in the room, and if we have time, we'll go on Zoom. Please just limit it to one question and then a follow-up if you need to. Thanks.
DB, you guys tonight, missed a lot of, just easy shots inside. What do you think was causing you guys so much, struggles in the paint?
They're tall, they're big, they're long, but I think we focus too much on getting the foul instead of just going up through them and finishing. So we have to do a better job if we want to beat Chicago to finish in our point paints.
And just how does that, frustration as that continues to happen throughout the game, just how does that kind of frustration mount and contribute?
I know it happened to me in the first half, but I wasn't really worried about it after I regrouped. But for everybody else, we're still going to go in there. We're still going to try to get it in there. That's what everybody knows. We play through the paint. So we just got to do a better job of finishing.
Hi, Annie Costable from the Chicago Sun-Times. Kurt's talked a lot about this championship window that you guys have been in, and I wonder how important the response from this collective team coming together, pulling together, and responding in game three. How much are you guys stressing that after this loss already?
Once you start stressing, then they already got you beat. We just got to go in. We got to adjust. That's what we have another chance for, to step out on the court and try to beat them again. But I don't think we're stressing about it. We're right there. We're 4 points, out of this win. So we're going to go back, watch video, have practice, and regroup. We got to make our shots, though, for sure.
You can pass it back. Yep.
Go ahead.
Can you just speak to Natisha's game tonight and how she looked? And then, Natisha, can you also say kind of your thoughts of what was going through your head when you were playing tonight?
I would just say, there's a lot of attention on everybody, and I'm just shooting the shots that I get, that I'm open, and they're going in, and we got a game plan, and we just got to execute it. So when we're executing the game plan, everybody's getting touches, everybody's getting shots.
Yeah, she was aggressive. We told her, she's the best shooter on the team. She's our best three-point shooter on the team. So if they're not gonna guard her, knock it down, make them pay. And she was really aggressive. I talked to her before the game, and I was like, be aggressive. They're gonna trap you, so get around it, make the pass, get through it. And she did a hell of a job tonight. So she just got to keep it up one more game here at our house. And hopefully we can pull out the win.
Go ahead, Alexa.
DB, the fourth quarter, there was a little bit of a stalemate there where neither team could really score, and then Chicago went on that run. What was kind of happening there, and what did you think either didn't work or wasn't working really?
I don't know. That's a good question. I feel like we were being aggressive. We still missed the points in the paint in the fourth quarter, but neither one of us would let each other score. We both was holding down on defense, so I'm proud of my team for that. But we got to put the ball in the basket. We got to score. We got to score way more than the easy ones, and I think we don't put ourselves in this situation.
Any other questions in the room?
For both of you, I'm curious. John Paul Jones seemed to struggle to be able to get opportunities after that first quarter. There was one shot in each of the second, third, and fourth. What were they doing defensively, and are there adjustments you guys can make to make sure that JJ is getting more shot opportunities down the stretch of this game 4?
I think they were being really aggressive on it. They were doubling on the block, so she was looking for the pass out. It was hard for her to get going. They're really big. They're really long. Even when they sub, they have Stevens coming in, and they're just really long in the paint. And they know we want to score in the paint just like they do. So we were doubling, and she kind of struggled tonight, but she'll bounce back.
Yeah, I would say the same. JJ is an all-star like Minnie on our team, so she's getting a lot of attention. Double team, sometimes it's even 3 people on her. So just putting her in better positions to score is what we need to do.
Lila?
For both of you guys, just what was the mindset going into this game? Curtis talked about, wanting to get more production from, the guards in the series, just, you guys and Courtney stepping up in this game. What was the mindset coming into it?
Step up. We knew what we did in Chicago. Not scoring a basket is unacceptable. And then we kind of got embarrassed. I feel like last game 2, they embarrassed us. It was almost like a video. They were moving, we were behind, getting back doors. They did offensive rebounds. So we just wanted to play better. We know we can play better. We know we're a better group than that. So nothing to prove to anybody. It was just more so to prove to ourselves that we can play better.
Chicago's been really good in crunch time throughout the season and just across the league. Is there anything particularly different about their intensity and energy and kind of just mindset at the end of games that has made them so successful? And how do you guys kind of try to combat that?
That's a good question. I feel like that's a question for them more so than us. But I like Alexa said, neither one of us was scoring in the fourth quarter. We both went on when we were missing, but we were playing great defense. So I don't know what kind of execution they do, but we got to put the ball in the basket in the right time, in the crunch time. I think we were being aggressive, but we got to make it.
We'll finish it up with Ned. Go ahead.
Hello, Dawana. Turnovers tonight, obviously a big problem for you guys. Was it more of them just getting you guys sped up too much at times, or was it just y'all just speeding up maybe when you should have just eased a little bit?
I think we got a little bit too sped up today. We're playing at home, so you kind of get excited about it a little bit, especially in transition. I think that's where we kind of turned the ball over. It was one stretch, we turned it over like 3 or 4 times in a row, and it was all off stops and trying to, get a fast break. So I think in that moment, we got to settle down, get the ball in T's hand, and then just run the play instead of just always trying to play so fast.
Thank you both. Appreciate it. Round for questions, please.
We've talked a lot in this series of how hard we have to play and how trying to make it messy. We got the game the way that we truly believe we can be successful. Our defensive energy and effort was unwavering tonight. even when they made some plays. So excited again that we got the game in the style of play that we think we can be very successful. Unfortunately, we didn't get to the finish line, but our players have to leave confidence that we can make games against Chicago messy and the type of style that we want and desire to have.
Questions?
Can you just speak to the impact that Natisha made tonight in your offense and just on defense as well?
Yeah, the first, really an important first half as we were playing inside out. They were sending a lot of feet in the paint. They had 4 and 5 people in the paint all night, just really challenging us on the perimeter. And she was the recipient of actions back out to her at times. And she was efficient, made some threes, was really pleased. She didn't score in the second half, I believe, but she had an overall really good game. And competing against Sloot is not easy. And competing on all the actions that they run for her, was really, really solid for us all night long.
Kurt, the fourth quarter, I think for about 4 minutes, no one scored. The defense was good on both ends. It felt like you was in a schoolyard and like next point wins, and they got that next point. Was that how you felt? Like if you could just get that one basket during that stretch, you might be able to pull the one out?
Yeah, what was it, Doug? 66, 64 forever. Something, you kept looking at the scoreboard. It was still 66, 64, and you just wondered if one team could have an offensive run. Like, it was to the point where if a team could put back-to-back baskets together, it was going to have all sorts of momentum. But we had some, in those empty possessions, we had turnovers. I felt like we were rushed at times, and we just couldn't put together that offensive run when we needed it because defensively we were just continuing to get stops.
Kurt, just in terms of JJ, 2 parts to it. One, obviously after 6 shot attempts in the first quarter, they limited her to, I think, 1 or 2 each of the quarters the rest of the way. Do you need her? Do you want her to be forcing the action a little bit more than passing out of double teams when it's, the reigning MVP of the league? And just related to it, you pull her with 3:37 to go, make the decision to go a little smaller with Courtney. Does one lead to the other in terms of that decision?
Yeah, they're trying to limit shots by Jonquel and shots by Bree Jones and really coming with doubles. And it's hard at times to score through that, step through that. I think they're making good plays out of doubles. And can we repost? The challenge is trying to get them some touches before they're loaded up, because once they get into the half court and they have their style of play defensively and schemes defensively situated, they're just sending so many bodies towards our post game. And so, it's difficult at times. Everybody gets hung up on shot attempts. And it is like, are we taking good shots? Are we taking shots, when we can get the spacing and them spread out? And in stretches, we won that battle. In stretches, they congested us and forced us to play to different things. And then, it's a rock fight. We want to make it a rock fight.
Alexa,
just the other side. Yeah, just the other side of it. With 3:37 to go, is that about spacing? What taking her out of the game at that moment? Just wondering what you were seeing in that moment where it was 66-64 and basically neither side was getting what they wanted offensively.
Yeah, it's sometimes offense, defense, and it's so much harder at the pro level to do that because, unless there's a dead ball, you can't, the offense, defense of substituting at the pro level is difficult. At times, now can we get them spread out and moving with a smaller lineup? What is that going on? I have to make those calls, difficult decisions all the time. They at times don't come with as many doubles to Bree Jones. So at times, do we get the ball inside with spacing that we want at times, because they send so much attention to JJ. So, it's kind of a feel, and there's never, there's always going to be second guesses when you don't win, and and no one says much when you lose. There's second guesses when you win. A lot of times people be like, saying that you pushed the right button. So searching when we were struggling to score and trying to find some more movement late in that game when we were struggling to score.
Go ahead, Alexa.
Kurt, according to our stats people, you guys shot 16 for 41 on shots 5 feet or closer to the rim. That's very unlike the team. Was that, you think, more just mental, into once maybe people start missing, it's a little contagious, or do you also credit Chicago's defense and especially their length that they do bring onto the court?
Yeah, I didn't hear what the percentage that you said, but
16 for 41, 39%, 5 feet or closer.
yeah. Well, first, they're incredibly long. Emma's deceivingly or very long. Candace and Stevens are obviously very long. So there's moments when you think we're getting point blank shots, but their length can bother us. So first, it's a credit to their length around the rim. They're not easy to score against. And then, it's just at times you try so hard to get the catch and to get things that we weren't efficient, but we have to be. We have to be more efficient around the rim. But it's a credit. They're long. They're not easy to score against.
Jacqueline.
Kurt, the game was definitely physical, and Chicago was held to 37% from the field. Did you feel like the game was messy enough from what you guys were really trying to achieve? And, was there any point in kind of that last half of the quarter, fourth quarter, where you felt like Chicago kind of ended up imposing their style of play on you?
We got them to miss 44 shots, right? And they only scored 30 points in the paint. Again, 12, 14 points below their average in the paint. So we did a really nice job protecting the paint. They're the number one team in the league in points in the paint. And so, yes, I thought we really did a decent job of getting it to our style. Game 2 is their style. Game 1 and 3 was our style. They won tonight in our style of game. But, I'm confident if we can get those games like that we can have success.
Just a quick follow-up, kind of from 3 games of the series now, kind of what is your general takeaway for some of the offensive struggles?
I don't know if there's one thing, again, we're generating actions and movements to shots that we wouldn't dislike. The thing for us is, continuing to get on the offensive glass for us is really important. We missed 43 shots, got 10 back. We crept maybe, we crept a little bit higher with our offensive rebounding percentage, but again, that will be important for us throughout the series.
Okay, we're going to finish up on Zoom first with Rafiq.
This is Rafiq with Nothing But That Sports Talk. The turnovers continue to be a problem as you managed to turn the ball over like 17 times. Thoughts?
Rafiq, it's a little bit loud, but I think you asked about turnovers. Yes, ours crept up there 17 tonight for 17 points. Obviously, we didn't get them in double-figure turnovers. So, a stat that was certainly a factor in the game. And again, we need to get shots on goal and really value each and every possession.
Appreciate the insight. Good luck.
Last question, Steven. Go ahead on Zoom.
How you doing, Coach Stephen Gardner from Nuts and Bolts Sports? So you spoke about Natisha Heideman's early scoring and how she didn't necessarily score much in the second half, but she also didn't have any turnovers in this game. And it kind of speaks to like the level of composure that she had with the varying schemes that they're giving her. How would you kind of grade how she played today? And do you feel like that's something that she can sustain going into the game four?
Again, it's a little bit loud, but yeah, Natisha had a really nice game, grades out real high. Offensively was a spark for us in the first half, was efficient with her three-point shooting. She was able to get us into actions that we liked. I thought, gave us momentum in the first half. In the second half, while the shots weren't as easy to come by, she continued to play really, really hard and competed at the defensive end against Sloot and all the actions that she put her in. So, really pleased with the growth of Natisha this season. She's really have played herself into a really, really talented guard. And if she can keep that up, it bodes well that we are still in this series and believe we can win it.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, everyone.